Hi everyone, Maggie here. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. I really do appreciate that. I am going to start doing a little bit more work in the black and white journal. I am really quite, I don't know if the word's excited, but I'm really enjoying what I've done so far, just the little things that I have done. I think today we're going to try to finish the cover itself. I'm going to use this paper that looks like ticking. I love this paper. I love ticking anyway, but because it's paper, it makes it a little bit easier to use in a journal that's covered like this. So I want to take care of that today, so we're ready to sew our signatures in. It won't be in this video. I need to kind of get this one done because I'm going to be watching my granddaughter for a while, so I want to get this kind of out of the way. So I've got these black and white master boards. I don't know if you watched the video. I can link the one where I did these. These were a lot of fun to do. And I was planning on I thought about, once I get this covered, putting lace pockets on here, but I don't really have any. I don't want to use white lace in particular, and I really don't have any black lace that's white enough. So I think I'm just going to go, I'm going to make some pockets for it out of this, these master boards. I think that will be a lot of fun. So the master boards were done on lightweight cardstock, and I'm sure you cannot see the sewing on there, but the sewing has made it kind of rough. You couldn't write on this for sure, but I am going to back it with another piece of cardstock, not only to give it more stability, but also so it can be used as writing space for tags or journaling cards. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, so that can be drying. Well, maybe we finish the cover up. And then I'm making, I showed this in another video, but I may actually need to redo this. I made a couple of my little circles, my little punches too close to the edge, and when I put the yarn in it, it broke through. But I'll see, it's not all that noticeable. So anyway, I'm making this crocheted edge to go on one of the pages, and I might even make another one. Maybe I'll make a white one, but we'll see. One of the fun things about this journal is going to be that I don't have to worry about covering my white pages because it's a black and white journal. So that makes life a bit easier for me. So let's get this glued on. I do hope everybody's doing well today. So far I'm doing wonderful. No headache or signs of one. I think I mentioned that I get, I know I'm going to get a migraine when I start feeling really nauseated. And thank the Lord I haven't had any of that yet this morning. I'm hoping I don't. You know, I think since this is going to be covered, I think I'm going to ink this slightly so you can see the sewing on here. Maybe it'll show up if I just put some ink. It is so, I'm not going to do the edges because I need to I already have some glue there. But I'm hoping maybe this will show the stitching up a little bit. I kind of just went all over it, you know, just kind of goofy like. I don't know if that helps at all. But there you can kind of see some of it with the ink on it. These fabric master boards are so fun to do. I love doing them. I do have a lot of fabric scraps, so that makes it easy for me. Not everyone has fabric. I know that. I think I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac on this. Not everybody has fabric, and I, you know, certainly wouldn't recommend you going out and spending a lot of money on fabric. But when you can pick it up at the Dollar Tree for, you know, $1.25 for a fat quarter, or Walmart if you can get some offcuts, you know, on sale. I don't know where people are supposed to buy fabric from. Now that Joann's is out of business. I mean, I know that Hobby Lobby sells nice fabric, but they certainly weren't on the same level as Joann's. I'm so sad that Joann's had to go out of business. All this this glue is just not really cooperating today. None of them are. It is a pretty day here in Houston. The sun is shining. I didn't look at the weather forecast, so I don't know what it's supposed to be. This is not working at all. This is going to take forever to get this glued down, and I don't want that. I need to move a little quicker than that. Maybe I will need to use my glue stick. I'm just afraid that it's not going to stick as well as I want it to stick. You know, I like glue sticks. They're so handy to use, but I don't completely trust them in their sticking capabilities. It seems like a lot of the glue sticks, after the pieces sit for a while, they start lifting. And I do have a purple one. I really should get that out and use it. But I'm putting quite a bit on here, so hopefully this will stick. I just need to make sure I get all the corners. So it's Thursday for me, of course. I generally do my videos a day in advance. When I really have a lot of extra time, I like to maybe do a couple of days in advance, but right now this is just one day in advance. So anyway, this will be your video for tomorrow on Friday. And then for Saturday's video, I hope to have a couple of new to me pieces of ephemera that I want to share with you. I see these things, and you know, I love the interactive ephemera, so I'm always on the lookout for that. And because that's what I like to put in my journals. So I'm if I find something that I like, I want to put in my journal, then I want to share it with y'all, because that's what we do here. And I enjoy doing that. Again, not that I'm meant to be a tutorial because teaching anything, because I'm not presuming to do that. I'll just show you what I learned and how I did it. And always link the creator that I saw it from. Once I learn how to actually link their videos, I will do that, but I do link the creator if that's possible. And a lot of times they'll say, well, they saw this on such and such. Well, you know, you could go back. It's kind of like the genealogy in the Bible. You could just keep going back till you find the original creator, because I'm sure a lot of these things are not new ideas by any stretch of the imagination. So I just go back to the creator that I saw it from, the channel that I learned to do it on, and then if you watch their videos, you can probably see where they're where they got it from. So I'm going to try to hit this good with this. I do like these Darcy glue sticks. I like them for, especially for something like this, because they're nice and big and they're juicy but not too juicy. But I'm going to go around the edges with some white glue because I want to be sure the edges stick. Hopefully these will be dry by the time I get my cover finished. And now I'm not really, I'm not using a kit for this, but yet I am. I did find some black and white pages on Etsy that I'm going to incorporate into this because I liked them. And I think they would be cute. This is going to be a very eclectic journal. There's no theme to it really other than black and white. And of course I will use some fussy cuts because I like to use the fussy cuts. I mean, it's not like I have a bunch of black and white flowers or black and white butterflies. So I did find some black and white ephemera that I mean fussy cuts that I will use. And of course some of the papers like the black and white ticking, you know, I'm taking advantage of those as well. But basically it's just a black and white journal made up of whatever I can find that fits it. I hear my granddaughter squealing downstairs. My daughter told me this morning that last night, I didn't go to church last night, but she did with the baby. And when the baby got home, she said she was like on a sugar high. She was so hyper, but a good hyper. I mean, she just wanted to play and laugh. She was just in a cute little mood. And so her daddy, who's Irish, you know, he has that Irish accent, and he started teasing her because my daughter was holding her apparently, and she was playing with her mom, you know, in a way that babies play, and just having fun. And her dad was saying in a fake stern voice that she needed to go to bed. She needed to go to her nest and go to bed. It's time to go to bed. And she would turn and look at him and give him the angriest little look and do her own little squealing. They said it was so funny. It was so funny. Now I mean, she's never scolded, right? She's just, I mean, why would she be scolded? She's a baby. Now this was not, I meant for this to print on cardstock, but again, my printer was acting all weird. And when I put the cardstock from it, it ended up printing a couple of pages that I didn't mean to go onto cardstock, but they did. So I'm just going to use them for tags. This is not a true white, although it's supposed to be. It's an off-white, I guess. So I will use that in here. I mean, I'm not going to get that bothered by it. But one of these is on cardstock and the other two are just 32-pound copy paper, which I think will work fine. So I need to get my trimmer out. I need to trim me 2 pieces of 6x9. And then I need one for my spine, which I probably will do that one out of the one that's on cardstock. Okay. Whoops. Upside down. All right. So I need to do six. Oh, I got. Sorry about that. I need to do 6 by 9. I do want to cut this white edge up here. Now on some of these papers that I did print out, I think that little kid had 6 pages in it. I just thought they were real pretty. It did print with borders for some reason, even though my printer is a borderless printer. Again, I think it's the way that some creators format their files. This needs to be 9. But on most things, I'm not going to be concerned about the white border. I'm just going to leave it for the very fact that it is a black and white journal. This is a very freeing process. I think I'm going to enjoy it, to be honest. I mean, you know, we generally worry about the white borders and the white pages, but in this case I am going to do some stamping on my white pages though that are for writing, because I think that'll be fun. So another 6 by 9. Oops. I do have a couple of new subscribers. I'm very thankful for that, and there's the one I will definitely send a digital hug to before I'm done today. So I need this to be 6. I can use that someplace else. Now this ticking, if you're interested in knowing where I got it, I can tell you that, but you need to let me know in the comments. It comes in different colors. It comes in, some of the colors come vertical and some are horizontal, some are both. And it also, some of the patterns are thicker. I mean, like this is I believe this is the thicker black and white ticking, but then there's one that the stripes are a little bit thinner. So it's really a nice paper pack, and it was not very expensive. I'm gonna cut this. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's not gonna be seen. So this, I've got a, I think I just have a 1-inch spine in this little journal. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Oh, no, maybe it's a 1.5, because I did want to, I'm putting those pages made out of cloth in there. 1.5. So I did want to accommodate for maybe, so it has more room. But I think a 1-inch spine would have been, I just was being on the cautious side in case I decide to put in two. So I'm going to cut this 5 inches wide. I was just being cautious in case I did end up wanting to put another signature in it. And this, I'm going to cut off this white border up here. I don't need to do that, but I am just because of the way it looks. Yeah, I always enjoy finding new pieces of interactive ephemera and putting them in my idea book. I'm so glad that I decided to make that idea book, because I can put my prototypes in there, and then when I'm building a new journal, I can look through it and see what I want to use. Now I have some just kind of go-to, you know, that I use in all of my journals, and I like them enough that I do that, but it's nice to have a variety of other things that you can include as well. So I wish, in all honesty, that I would have done this when I first started journaling and saw somebody present their idea book, because I feel like I would have a really full, I got the hiccups, I'm sorry, a full book by now with lots and lots of ideas. I'll try my best to get this straight. I'm trying so hard to stay up here where I need to be. It's not easy. I do want to kind of center this. Now this, because I do cover most of my journals, well, all of them as of late for quite a long time, and except for that idea book, I cover them in fabric this way, so I usually line them with cardstock of some coordinating cardstock. Get your words out, Maggie. Come on, you can do it. So I'm anxious to see my granddaughter today. I'm hoping she'll be in a good little playful mood. But we'll see. I don't know how long she's been up today or any of the particulars, but whatever. It doesn't matter to me if she's fussy, or I just enjoy spending time with her, and I can just watch her for hours and hours. Just look at her. She's such a wonder to me. This little one was such an answer to prayer. I'll tell you, if you don't believe in miracles, well, this little one would change your mind, because she was a miracle and a gift from God. My daughter wanted a child her whole adult life, and couldn't get pregnant. The doctors told her she would never get pregnant. And this was very heartbreaking for her, because she desperately wanted children. There was a time in her life when she took her twins, a set of twins, and cared for them. They were actually her second cousins, and but the mother was going through really hard times, and there was a lot of drugs involved, you know, that kind of a lifestyle. So my daughter took these twins to live with her, and her husband treated them just like they were their own children. They took them on trips across country. You know, they bought all their clothes. My daughter was so good with them, and she would have kept them, and they would have adopted them if that would have been a choice, but it wasn't, of course. And the mother really was sweet. I loved her. She was a very sweet gal, very giving, very generous. But these little girls at that particular time were not living under the best circumstances. So my daughter, you know, made sure, and her husband made sure all their needs were met. And the one now is a registered nurse in Southern California. She has her bachelor's degree. She now has a baby, a little baby boy that's a few months older than my little granddaughter here. And she credits a lot of what formed her and helped her to be able to have the have what it took to go to nursing school and to become a nurse from Alina. They both of the twins give her a lot of credit for how their lives turned out. Oh, this fabric hack. And so that's very gratifying for her, but she always wanted her own child, you know. And I would have these dreams, and actually so would we both dreamt about babies, but I had this one recurring dream of a baby girl being held up, like the baby was being held up by God himself, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be sharing all this. I don't think my daughter would mind. If she does, Lena, I apologize, but it's just on my heart. And I knew it was her daughter, but, you know, nothing ever happened. And then my daughter was prophesied over by a stranger at work one morning when she was staying over at work to do some charting. She was prophesied by a stranger. And I can't really go into that, but the long and the short of it was that in this encounter, she was told that the desires of her heart would be, the desire of her heart would be met, and that was, of course, the greatest desire of her heart. And it wasn't too long after that that they decided to try IVF. And the doctor just was so discouraged because he just could not seem to get Lena where she needed to be in order for actually the transfer of their embryo. They had embryos to be transferred and her to carry them. He thought there was a very low percentage of success. So but my daughter talked the doctor into moving forward with it and doing the transplant, or the transfer, I should say, not transplant, the transfer. And they asked him, my daughter and her husband asked him what the chances were, and he said less than 30%. He had no, he was just trying to be realistic with them because he didn't want to give them any false hope. And so they did the transfer, and she was pregnant on the first time, Now granted, this pregnancy took a toll on her health. It affected her in a way she was not able to enjoy probably the one and only pregnancy that she, how some women just blossom during pregnancy and others have a hard time. Well, she really had a hard time. But she was thankful every day, even though she was going through so much pain, and the vision, her eyesight was affected because she was having hemorrhages in her eye, in both of her eyes. So yeah, we are very thankful for this baby. She's a gift from God, and we all know it. And we thank God every day for her. And when my daughter did become pregnant, the doctor that she had been seeing was so happy. He was just, every time she reported a new symptom, she was nauseated. He was just so jumping with joy. He says, those are all good signs. He said he was happy to hear it. She wasn't too happy, but the doctor certainly was. And he said it was a miracle. He said it was nothing short of a miracle. And when a doctor calls something a miracle, there's a pretty good chance that there was some reality in that. And I believe that it was a miracle. Because she had gone through some fertility treatments earlier on in her younger years, and it just didn't work. It just did not work. But yeah, so we're very thankful for Leah in every way that we can possibly be happy and thankful, and we treasure her. She brings such joy to my daughter and her husband. I mean, my son-in-law just dotes on her. He loves her so much, and he's very protective of her, which I'm happy to see. Oh dear, I got a little something on there. I don't know what it is. Okay. So for some reason, this is not wanting to, I don't know if it's because there's no glue there or what, but I can't have that buckling. Oh my word, what? Maybe I just need to put some glue. So, if you're, if you have any doubt in your mind that God can't perform miracles, well, He really can. My little granddaughter is proof of that. Okay, so even though I cut these two pieces, these two side panels, what I thought was the exact same length, they are not the same length. One is longer than the other one, but you know what? It's just going to have to, nothing I can do about it. Why is this buckling up like this? This cannot be. Can't have this. Is it because I'm using just the heavier weight paper on it and not cardstock? I always use cardstock for this, always. I just knew that this paper is pretty substantial and that it might work. And maybe it just needs to dry. Alright, so maybe it'll be alright. May need to put some glue back down there. So, alright, so it's pretty much finished. Just got to make sure that it's going to stick. Oh, I wish I would have just went ahead and printed another 2 pieces of cardstock. I think I'm going to regret that. Okay. Well, we're going to cover this with a pocket anyway. So I wonder if this is dry enough to cut. I hate to cut this up, but that's why I made it. I made it to use, so. So let's set this aside for now, let it dry. Oh, now how do I want to cut this? You know, it doesn't feel dry enough yet to be cutting up, so maybe I won't. But anyway, I will cut this up into some pockets and maybe a couple of tags. I think they'll make cute pockets. But I do want to make sure that they're dry enough before I start cutting them up. So maybe I can show you, since I planned on doing that, but since I'm not going to do that, maybe I can just show you some of the papers that I'm going to put in. I haven't exactly picked them all out though. These are my 2 fabric pages that are going to be going in. This was the first one that I did, And as you can see, it's not really perfectly lined up and squared. And that's because I didn't take the time to really measure them out. I just kind of lined them up on my grid and then tore them. This one, on the other hand, although I like the edge of this, I like the frayed edge so much. This one, I actually used my rotary cutter and measured it out, so it's much straighter. And I can, if you're interested in this, like how I did this, I can link the video or try to link the video for that as well. But it was very simple, to do. You could do it very, very easily. I just ordered some heavyweight interfacing, the fusible interfacing, and ironed it onto both pieces of fabric, and then I just sewed them together on my sewing machine. Now, you may not have a sewing machine. This may not be your cup of tea at all. You may not have any fabric, and you may not have a sewing machine. So you probably would not be interested in doing this. But it is a very simple project, and I think it's going to be fun in this journal. So I think this is the black and white journal. So just take a few minutes here. Okay, so the ephemera. I thought I put it in here. Okay, so I did get some ephemera. I'm not going to go through every page of this. I'll just show you. There's actually two different packets here. Two different sets of ephemera. They came from different creators. This was one, and then this was the other one. And let me see if I have it here where they came from. I got my credit cards there and everything. Oh dear, Maggie. Let me just pull this down here a little bit. Now see, I should have done this beforehand. Okay. So this set here, this set, which was a smaller set, this was from Juniper Moon Design, and it's black and white vintage ephemera, and it's pretty cute actually. There's one page. Oh, Maggie. This is cute. Katrina from Holland. Got different little fussy cuts that I can use to decorate tags, or even use as journaling cards. So this was Juniper Moon's Design. If I would have been prepared, I would have wrote it up here so you could see it. This one's a little bit easier. Nifty Crafty House. I don't know if you can see it. Nifty Crafty House. This was printable ink saver ephemera kit. So I do believe most of this came from that pack. That's a Tim Holtz thing there. It seems to be in all of his packets. But I thought these were some cute fussy cuts. And possible journaling cards that will go in this journal quite nicely to decorate things up a bit. Okay. And then this one. I'm so sorry I didn't do this ahead of time. I'm telling you, the last few days have been, they've been a little rough because of headaches. I'm not kidding you. They've just been too much. Okay, now these, this here, these pieces, this was called Shades of White, this ephemera pack, and there's quite a bit in here. This goes with that other one. There's actually quite a few pieces in here, and they are very pretty. But there's not that much I feel that I can actually use. Some of these that are like this one, just the more white with a little bit of green, I can definitely use those, and I'm going to use black soot to ink around things. But a lot of these are not, they're shades of white, I guess. Here's some pretty white butterflies and moss. I can use these for sure. And some other pretty fussy cuts that I don't necessarily feel like I can use in this journal. I mean, if it's just got a little bit of a different color, I did say I wanted little pops of color here and there. I can use some of these. So this came from My Porch Prints. You know, they always have the cutest stuff. They really do have cute stuff. I like, when I first started journaling, doing junk journals, theirs was one of the shops that I used the most. And I think these are the pages that I was talking about. I think these are all pages. Yeah. But I thought these were cute. You know, they're not... I do have bird cage. Both those have bird cages. All three of these have bird cages, I guess. And this one has flowers. But I thought these would make nice decorative pages that I would not put a pocket or anything on. And the back could be used for writing. Like I said, I am going to go, before I sew these in, I'm going to go and stamp through some of these. And then these are just mostly background pages. Different varieties. Oh, I think this one is so pretty. I really think that's pretty. So anyway, we got a lot to work with for this. And we will revisit this again next Friday. Hopefully I'll have these fussy cuts cut out, and also have I'm going to wait. I'm not going to cut up my master boards there until I do it on camera. So I might even stick another video in on this journal, just because I do want to get going on it. So I think these are going to be very cute. I think I'm going to put this cover in here, if it'll fit. I guess I can fold this side up. Like this. Okay, so this is our black and white journal. I think it's going to be a very cute journal. And I really do like this process of it being not really theme oriented, and I think it's just going to be fun. I am going to incorporate you know, even more textile by using these page edgings. So I need to get these made. I think, you know, this is not something I can really do online. I mean, this is a very simple, if you're familiar with crocheting, this is a very simple, it's just chain stitching and nothing fancy. But it does, once you maybe put like 3 rows or 4 rows, it does add a nice touch and texture. So I'm going to get off of here for now. I hope and pray that you're having a good day. I do pray for y'all, and I want you to be blessed. Please like and subscribe. I really would be thankful for that. It seems like my channel is growing a little slower than I anticipated. But again, it's not how many subscribers I have really. It's I just really enjoy doing this, and I hope that you will enjoy it as well. So yes, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if there's anything that you want further instruction on, or want a special video on everything, and I'll be more than happy to do that. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye. This will be tomorrow morning's video, Friday, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye. Bye, everybody.